let's begin. I always moisturise, and today I'm using the Seaweed Mattifying Day Cream from the Body Shop. I used to use this every day, but I'd like to try new things out. Once I have let my moisturiser sink into the skin, I will then apply a primer, and today I'm using the NYX Pore Filler one. The only thing I don't like about this is that the texture's really weird. It's kind of like a moussey consistency. Whilst I'm letting my primer sink into my pores, I will apply a lip mask or some kind of lip balm or something, and I only do this, to be honest, when I am wearing a dark lip, and because we are going for like a Christmas glam look, I'm going to be doing a red lip, spoiler alert. So I'm going to be using the Best Damn Beauty Lip Mask. This stuff is, I can't get over how good this stuff is, but because it's all the way from America, it's a bit of a bugger to get, so I'm savouring it. Then, as always, I am just using the BECCA Under Eye Brightening Corrector because I want to get rid of these. I don't want them. I don't think anybody really wants them, to be honest. And it's like a peachy kind of colour, which then counteracts the dark circles. So, and what I like to do is, if I tilt my head down, kind of they look worse. Whereas like if I look up, they're practically gone. So I kind of feel like I should be walking like that all the time, but that's a really bad angle. So yeah, I just tend to look down and then see where they are, and then just apply this on the darkness, if you get me. And then I would just use my ring fingers to blend it all. As this look has got to last me all day, I would tend to use my L'Oreal 24 Hour Matte one, but that doesn't really last me all day. That only lasts me like half of the day, and I wanted, and that was more of a full coverage. So I am going to be using the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation, and I am in the shade Light 46. I tend to use this when I go on like nights out, and because me and my sister are the same shade, she uses this as well. That's why I am nearly halfway through it. So yeah, I'm just going to be blending this into my face with my damp beauty blender. I'm not really keen on like the pump bit because like it all gets all kind of, I don't know, but I really don't like that. I love this foundation so much. Now what I normally tend to do now is use my favourite concealer ever, which is the Collection foundation, Lasting Perfection one. And I normally do 2 on the dark circles and then 1 in like the triangle motion to kind of make that area lighter. Not highlight it, but make that area quite light. But I can't really find my number 2. The one that I do darker, so I'm just gonna have to use number 1, and I just apply this wherever I think it needs it. So I tend to do that triangle motion, so it's not like white, it's like a light cream colour, and then I tend to do it on the inner bit here because I find that this is where my darkest is. And then I apply a little bit on the lid and then blend it out onto the lid like a kind of a base primer as well. And just do exactly the same with the other eye. And then a little bit on the cupid's bow. And then blend it all out. Now I'm going to be doing some kind of like baking. And this is the Rimmel London Match Perfection Silky Loose Face Powder. and this is in the transparent one. I quite like this. I haven't really got the heart to spend money on the Laura Mercier one, even though I really want it, so I might actually get it because it's nearly Christmas, and you know, treat yourself. But I quite like this because it comes with like a little pad thing. This is going to go everywhere, and I am glad I'm zoomed in because then you can't see the fallout that is going to be on my top. I know it's a bit extreme, but this is what I like to do. And then let that kind of sink in for like maybe 5 minutes. Depends on how rushed I am. Oh my god. The fallout is ridiculous. Let me see if I could zoom out. I can't see. I'm just going to push this away. Then I'm just taking a stippling brush and just wiping away the excess. Well, wiping away. Because I tend to go slightly heavy on the contour front, I like to do my blush first and then do my contour and then kind of blend together so it's not as like in your face. And because we're going for like a sparkly kind of fresh glow look, I'm going to say, I'm going to be using the Revlon highlighting palette, and it is the Rose Glow one, and I'm going to use this as my blush because it kind of reminds me of Bobbi Brown's Shimmer Brick one. And then just my Morphe B3 blush brush, and I pack it on the brush, cut I like a lot, and then just wipe it off on my arm. Oh, that's so pretty. Like a shimmery glow. Ooh. I didn't want to do like a really strong, powerful kind of contour. I wanted it to be quite subtle, and this is probably my favourite powder for subtle contour bronzer. And it is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil, and this is the light medium one. And I'm going to take it on the Charlotte Tilbury Face and Sculpt brush. And I kind of like to blend that in with the blush. And then do a subtle contour at nose, just in the sides, and then at the tip. Yes. I've literally used this every day that I've worn makeup and obviously highlight since I've got it, and it's just a staple, and I don't see how I survived without it. And its benefits: high beam. I use this as a base. You can use this just by itself for like a kind of subtle highlight, but who really wants a subtle highlight? I've learnt that from James Genevieve, and she actually liked my picture on Instagram, so I was like, I couldn't, oh my god, I had to screenshot it just to make sure that I wasn't dreaming. And just, you don't need much at all, and just place some strokes on where you want it to be highlighted. This highlighter is so intense, I can't get over it, and is actually ridiculously cheap. It is the Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter, and this is in the shade Golden Light. It's the, oh, I just got it on my finger. It kind of reminds me of like a pressed version of Max Glitter, that, you know, the one that's white glitter that reflects gold. It's kind of like that, but so much cheaper. Like, I'm so excited. And And then I'm just going to be using my Real Techniques setting brush as always for my highlighter. It's just an awesome brush, and this is so pigmented. Right, where's my mirror? Give me life. Now that the face is done, I've kind of zoomed you in a little bit, so because I'm going to be doing this part of my face, which is also known as the eyes. Well, I'm not going to be doing my eyes now, I'm doing my eyebrows, and I'm just going to be using what I always use, the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in dark brown, and then I'm going to be using that with a Real Techniques eyeliner brush. I don't like to fill them in too much with the powder. I just like to fill in like the sparse areas and then go in with my pencil and shape them. And then if I need more, then I'll add more powder and then set them. Then I'm going to be using my Soap & Glory 2-in-1 brow pencil one. And this I think is in the shade Hot Chocolate, but everything's rubbed off on the pencil and I've lost the box, I'm pretty sure. It's either going to be in Hot Chocolate or Brownie Point. I'll flick between the two of them. But for some reason I can never get them in the boots, so I'm saving this. I'm saving it. And I like to just shape my brows. Then to make sure that the hairs stay in place, I am using my Maybelline Brow Drama in the shade Medium Brown. Now it's time for my favourite bit other than highlight, eyeshadow. Oh my god. I am going to be priming them with the NYX Prove It eyeshadow primer. Waterproof, oh yeah, eyeshadow primer. It's waterproof as well. And just a little bit on here, slightly up onto the brow bone. Little goes a long way, as I say, as I pile it on. And I'm just going to be using my fingers to dab it in. Now I know that some people might not like this because when you start to actually blend in, it goes quite tacky. And so like if you look up and down and you can feel like your eyelid kind of like pulling. Some people might not like that, but I quite like that. Not like the feeling of it or whatever, but I know that it's working. And then what I just tend to do is put some of my face powder on it. And a brush, this is the MAC 217, so it kind of sets it. And then you can just start piling the eyeshadow on. Then because this makeup look is all about the lips, I'm going very subtle with the eye, and I'm going to do a light crease colour and then like a glittery kind of whitey pearly colour all over the lid, and then a liner and then mascara, and then what are they called? I was going to call them wings. Lashes. Yeah. And this is probably my favourite crease colour at the moment, even though I haven't really used it in any tutorials recently. And it is the Natural Collection eyeshadow, fragrance free, in the shade Milk Chocolate. And it just looks like this. Mind the shoddy nail polish. I think this is such good value for money. Light hand with this, a very light hand. Then I'm going back with the brush that I set my eyeshadow primer base with, and I'm pretty sure it's still got some powder on it, so I'm just going to blend out that colour a little bit so it's not as, not harsh, because I definitely don't think this is harsh, but just to make sure that it's blended well. Then I'm going to be going in with the Naked Smokey palette by Urban Decay. And I know what you might be thinking, well Charlotte, you've just told us that you're not going to be doing a smoky on it, and I know, I'm not at all. But I am going to mix the brush out. I am going to be using this shade here, I'm going to be using this shade right here. That is the only shade that I'm going to be using. And it is called High. And I'm just going to be placing that all over the lid. A mini tiny change of plan. I'm going to be taking this colour here, which is called Combust, which is like a very light beige colour, and my Morphe M139, which is probably my favourite brush for eyeshadow. And I'm just going to lightly apply that again into the crease, just because I can. Then I'm going to be taking the exact same colour and a Morphe M332 brush and just placing that under the eye, only ever so slightly though. Then to make the eyes pop a bit more and make them look a bit more awake, I'm going to be using the Barry M Kohl pencil in 30. It's like a, that was good focus. It's like an icy white, and I'm just going to apply that in the waterline and then rub it up a bit so it's not as intense. Now, the most nerve-wracking bit, eyeliner. I think I'm going to try and do like a winged eyeliner, but we will see how this goes. I'm using my Gerard Cosmetics Eternal eyeliner, and this is just the black one. I love this eyeliner so much, so we'll see how it goes. I know I suck at eyeliner, but this eye went really well, and this eye not so good. I can't, you know when like people could, I could do that easy on that one, but this one I can't close my eye properly, but it didn't look too bad from far away. We'll just try not to get too close. Now, mascara. This is probably my all-time favourite mascara, and it is the Maybelline Falsies one. Just a quick coat of that. As always, I am using my favourite ever lashes, and they are Huda Beauty Scarlet and Bakes. So finally, after quite a long time, even though I don't see why, because I love these lashes and I've worn them so many times, they are on. They are beautiful. And I applied a quick coat of mascara on the bottom. Battery change. I would originally be using, if I was doing this, I would be using the white cherry lip liner by MAC, but I can't seem to find it. So I am using Soar, which is like a pinky colour, to be honest. I think any lip liner will do for a red lip. Even a dark one like Night Moth, maybe. But each to their own. So I'm just going to be lining my lips with the pencil. And then we have the shade called Cranberry, which is what I'm going to be using today. And then I'm just going to be finishing with the, I don't know, Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. I know it's not the night, but it's a good makeup setting spray. Whew. And that is it. This is my Christmas glam with a subtle winged eye and a bright red lip. I think what I'm also going to do is a dark eye with a nude lip. Well, you could pair this up with a nude lip if you wanted to. It's completely up to you, but I know that if I wear this, it will not come off whilst I stuff my face with pigs in blankets and potatoes and mash and stuffing and turkey and all that. Oh, I'm so excited. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye! I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself.